Om Shri Chinmaya Sadguruve Namaha. So today is Gurudev's Jayanti, and Gurudev, in this particular context, I am referring to Swami Chinmayanandaji, the founder of Chinmaya Mission International, the head office being situated in Powai. Okay, just let us think of him, his vision, his mission, and let us also march in the path of noble. So now, as we have seen yesterday, that Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangastheshopajayate Sanga Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Vijayate. So we have seen the link as to how it happens. In the sense, how the mind trickles to anger from desire or attachment, isn't it? So by default, the mind is very, very calm and restful. But when the sense organs, when they go out, yes, to some extent there's a problem. But if the Dhamma is strong, there's no problem. In case if that is weak, I tell you an example. It so happened that one of my friend, who returned from Japan, he had a wonderful, what do you call it, three-pot rice cooker, something like that. And looking at that, people, they were so curious and wondering, saying, wow, one shot, 20 minutes, everything is done. As it is a three-pot one, you can cook 3 items. Appreciating the technology is one part. Next, trying to own is the problem. So then they feel like owning that, possessing that, having it in their collection, putting it on the kitchen slab. But what to do? How can they get it? Search everywhere. Now the world is in your mobile. Search everywhere, here, there, and Twitter. And forward messages to like-minded people in case if you find this. Let us know, blah, blah, blah. And in that chain, few others. Wow, nice. Sir, even I would like to own this. The hunt has begun. Why? From where all this happened? Not because of seeing, yes. Maybe one reason is because of seeing, but the inner thing is, just if you see, appreciate and live it, no problem. But if a person wants to own it, my, then that should be mine. That's gone. The problem starts. So from attachment, the desire is born. How did attachment come? Drushya, by seeing it. That is the reason in olden days, people who are into the spiritual path, they leave the society, they go to a forest and sit. But I tell you again, even if you go to the forest, if the mind is not under control, wherever we go, it keeps running. Being in forest, hasn't Sita Mata fallen in love with a golden deer? See, it happens. And again, yes, for everything there will be a reason. There's a reason for everything, yes. If that were not to happen in Ramayana, Ravana's, how will it happen? How will it end? So for everything there is a reason. That is one part. The second part is for our evolution, for our spiritual growth. Now in a current situation where deforestation is taking place, animals themselves, they don't have place to hide or to stay, then where will we go? Of course, there are certain untouched parts even now, where great monks and siddhas and all, they go and meditate, and only during the Kumbh or some occasions they come out and again they vanish. Nobody knows from where they come and where they go. Yes, Siddha Purushas are there. Avatar Varistas are there. But are we to that caliber is the question. So once we are aware of the nature of mind, wherever we are, if we can escort the mind, just imagine when the Prime Minister's vehicle is going, how they are escorted here and there on either sides. Correct? That way, if we can escort the mind, not allowing the mind to go in unwanted arena, in case if by chance if it happens to fall in unwanted arena, how to withdraw the mind and say, oh, this is not for us, this is not for me. If we can auto suggest, auto counsel oneself, then the problem is not there. In case if you leave it for its whims and fancies, and if it runs behind objects, and if the object is achieved, become arrogant. Wow, see, I too have. If the objective is not fulfilled, frustration and anger. See, both are the offshoots of desire. Pride is an offshoot of desire, and frustration, anger, jealousy, these are also the offshoots of anger. Fulfilled anger makes a person arrogant and proud. Fulfilled desires makes a man arrogant and proud. Unfulfilled desire makes a man frustrated, jealous, and disappointed. And if the desire is not fulfilled by the self and is fulfilled by the neighbor, then the jealousy creeps in. They have, I don't have. Oh, I told them about this, but they got it, I couldn't. There's something called as drink pure now, everywhere going wild. Oh, how to drink pure? These things happen. So now to continue with that, so what happens? What arises from anger is the next one. What arises from anger? So I have seen how objects of sentiment goes out, attachment, from attachment, desire, from desire, anger, and from anger what? That we'll see here in 263. Krodha bhavati sammoha sammoha smudhi vibhramaha smudhi भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. See how nice it is. How nice it is. So from anger, what arises? Krodhat, sammoha, that is delusion. Bhavati comes, delusion comes. And from delusion, what happens? Sammohat, what happens? Smriti Bramsha, that is loss of memory. And Smriti Bramshat, from loss of memory, Buddhinashaha, destruction of discrimination. And Buddhinashat, and from Buddhinasha, what happens? From Buddhinasha, Pranashyati, a man perishes. See, From one attachment, it pulls a person down and perishes a person. Over it may be. No exceptions. No exceptions. Right? So now, how are they linked? Just imagine when you become emotional, when one becomes emotional, mental balance is lost. They shout, they scream, they yell, they bring the roofs down, as they say. Why is this happening? Because the mind is clouded. There's no clarity. There's no difference between a drunkard and an angry man, my dear friends. Both are same. Both are intoxicated. Both are intoxicated. One is intoxicated with an external for external stimuli, and the other is intoxicated with internal stimuli. That is all. But both are intoxicated. So because of intoxication, the mind is covered. There's no clarity. There's no vision. There is no what you call classification from the memory bank. The mind balance, equanimity, equipoisness is lost, totally ruined. So from equipoisness, the others we know when there is no balance in mind, they blabber, they do something, and once a person does whatever he feels like doing, what happens? He is perished. He is doomed. So control the senses. So with this we conclude here. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.